welcome back to Advent Chat with Hound Strings. This is day 2 for this week, not week, but the weeks of Advent. I'll be talking about some of my favorite traditions for the holidays and preparing for Christmas. I've got a couple of Advent calendars, one of which is Yarny and the other is Tea. I've got my favorite little sweater mug from Starbucks. And let's get started. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, want to find out some other fun crafty things, feel free to check out past episodes of the Hound Strings podcast. And also while you're there, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All right, enough about me. Let's get cracking. So first off, I've got my tea ready. It's the perfect temperature to drink, so let's give it a try. So this is day 3, or day 2, not day 3. This is day 2 for this little Advent calendar. And the tea that I'm sipping now is called Früchten. I think I pronounced that right, but it's the English translation is sea fruits, because it has some vitamin C, perfect for this time of year, especially when everybody's indoors. Cold and flu season, gotta love it. So this should give me a little extra boost. And the flavor profile, I have the English translation written down. As far as what's in it, it has hibiscus, apple, rose hips, elderberries, roasted chicories. That gives it kind of a nice nutty, kind of roasty toastiness. It has flavors of pineapple and banana. It has vitamin C, and it has seed buckthorn berries. So let's give it a taste. Definitely get the hibiscus right away. And it's kind of like a fruit punch. I like it. It reminds me of another tea that I enjoy. It reminds me of Celestial Seasoning Zinger teas, only a little bit better. Which, that's saying something, because I really like those teas. Oh, that's good. I'm just going to set this down real quick, and you'll see me sipping on that for the duration of this episode. All right, so today was busy back at work. I was back in my usual habitat over at dogs. Yesterday I was over at cats, and it was absolutely crazy. For those of you just joining me for the first time, I work at San Diego Humane Society as an adoptions counselor, which I absolutely love. But today was, I think, just the right tempo as far as being busy and getting things done. So I'm grateful for that. So let's see, what do we want to talk about today? I think, since the other Advent calendar that I have is based around Christmas movies, I thought it would be fun to, I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. There we go. I thought it would be fun to talk about some of my favorite Christmas movies. Feel free to post in the comments, what are some of yours? One of my favorites is, of course, A Christmas Story. And I kind of wanted to start with that one because even though that is my family's Christmas Day tradition, is to watch A Christmas Story, mentioned in my last full episode that my boyfriend Taylor and his parents took us to see A Christmas Story live, and it was the musical, which I can't stop talking about it. It was phenomenal. Here's the little program, the little brochure, and just a quick little pitch. We went opening day, so if you find yourself in the San Diego area and want to see it, it is running from November 29th through December 29th. So you've got a whole month to see it. And it is at San Diego Musical Theater, and it's right in the Gaslamp area. Even if you're not, even if you haven't really been to San Diego that often, the Gaslamp is a pretty well-known corridor of downtown San Diego. But it was a lot of fun. Another favorite movie, of course, is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I really liked the original animated version. The live action one was I think now as an adult, I really, I can kind of appreciate some of the jokes, but it was definitely a little over the top for me. But that one, it is still fun to watch. Of course, there are the classics like White Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life. On Christmas Eve, we'll usually watch Elf, which was the theme for day one of the Advent calendar. Excuse me. So those are a few of our favorites. Of course, there's A Charlie Brown Christmas, which I'll usually watch all throughout Advent because it doesn't go into Christmas Day. It doesn't it's one that you can watch throughout Advent, throughout the Christmas season. Whereas I think with say like A Christmas Story, not just because it's tradition that we watch it on Christmas Day, but there's the build up, the anticipation. And I think it's more fun to see those Christmas Day scenes for any of those movies on Christmas Day. But that's just me. Of course, Hallmark has been running Christmas movies pretty much from October, starting in October, probably even September for all I know. Those are usually fun to watch. So yeah, those are just a handful of some of my favorites. Tell me, what are some of yours? Do you have ones that you watch only on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Do you have movies that, just thought of, well, I was going to say just thought of one, but I just thought of a huge handful. The Christmas specials, Rankin and Bass, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Little Drummer Boy, which you don't see that one on the air because it tells the story of Christmas, which apparently that's not allowed anymore. But I have it on DVD, so I'm gonna be watching that one starting on Christmas Day. What are some of the other ones? Rudolph, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman. Again, just to name a few, but how could I forget those? Love watching those every year on CBS. I think one of these days I'll see if I can find them on DVD so I can watch them anytime that I want, not have to wait for them to come on the air. Alrighty, I think this is going to be kind of a shorter one. I think last time I just had so much that I wanted to talk about. As far as projects, again, I've mostly just been working on the secret stuff. But real quick, I'm gonna pause and go get the little sample from Day One's Advent count or Day One's box because I started the mystery knit along. So excuse me for 1 second. Here we go. So I did start the mystery knit along for this Advent calendar, and this is what I have so far. And it's actually really pretty, and I've learned some new techniques with the double yarn overs and how to use those. It's coming along really well. I did notice that they have us start off with a provisional cast on, so I have reason to suspect that it is going to be a cowl, but we'll I won't say anything further until I know for sure, but it's kind of what I think of what it is. And guys, I just realized I should have put a spoiler warning ahead of time, but I will do that in post-production. But yeah, it's coming along. And again, I wanted to just see what it looks like so far, just so that way I can determine if this is something that I want to keep going with, which probably will. But for the most part, I'm going to focus on my Christmas gifts, which probably won't be given out in time for Christmas, but hey, like I said before, this is just Advent. Christmas doesn't officially end until middle of January, so it's not going to be too late for anybody. So, woohoo! And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I'm all for extending celebrations as long as possible. So, alrighty. So let's get to what you've all been waiting for, and that is day 2 of the Forbidden Fiber Company Advent Calendar. All right. So it's got the little info card. Let's see what's in here. Or it's got the clue for the calendar. Oh, and look at this beautiful shade of green. It's like a pale pine color. I'll post a photograph of it so you can see it a little bit more clearly. But, oops, I'm getting a little froggy, so I think it's time for more tea. There we go. And this one is called General Waverly. And of course, this is a nod to White Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Yep, I was right. So here's what the little info card reads. A successful song and dance team become romantically involved with a sister act and then team up to save the failing Vermont inn of their former commanding general. Released in 1954, it became the top-grossing film of that year. The film premiered at the famed Radio City Music Hall in New York City. Although Dean Jagger was made out to be the old man, Bing Crosby was actually 6 months older than Dean in real life. So, that being Dean Jagger being the actor that plays the general. So yay! And of course it has the second clue of a knit along. And here's the little the cute little picture that goes along with it. I'm folding it up because don't want to inadvertently give anything away. And again, I'll post a picture of this so that way you can see it in all its beautiful piney glory. Because it's such a beautiful shade of green. It's actually my favorite shade of green. That kind of olivey, springy pine green. There you have it. Day 2 of the Advent calendar. And then last thing that I want to talk about is, as I mentioned before, I'm participating in the Busted Halo Advent Photo Challenge. And today's prompt was winter coat. So since at this point, I don't really have a winter coat because I don't live in a climate that really needs one. Well, at least I didn't used to, because now that I live by the beach, it's going to be getting colder. But that's kind of a general struggle that I have because all the winter coats that I found, every year I look for one and they end up being too short in the sleeve. So they end up being like this or like awkwardly short, like not short enough to be 3/4 length, or too long to be 3/4 length. They end up being like right here, which is really weird and awkward looking. So I was thinking of doing a little cartoon, kind of poking fun at that, but then I was scrolling through some pictures and I found a funny one that I took at work. So if you go to my Instagram page, oh, you can hear the trains going by. Forgot to mention this before, but I live right by a train track, which actually doesn't bother me as much as I would have thought originally. But anyway, I digress. So where was I? Oh yeah. So if you follow me on Instagram at handmade_hound, you can find a link to follow me on my on my primary Instagram page, and that's where you'll find that photo challenge. But to kind of fulfill that, I found a cute picture of one of the dogs at work, and he had since been adopted, but in that picture, he's standing in his kennel. He's got his tail wiggling and wagging, and he's got a cute little pink jacket, and he's wearing a hat. And just so you can see that, I'll post a picture in just a moment. That way you can enjoy it too. So yeah, I think that's it for tonight. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and until then, have a lovely Advent. Take care. Bye.